All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakawadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there toiling in this truth. I'm Pathaka Moth, GMS Dallas. I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. I'm going to entitle this one, "The Lord Doesn't Want 2/3 of His People to Receive This Knowledge." The Lord doesn't want 2/3 of His people to receive this knowledge. And 2/3 of the nation of Israel represents the majority of the nation of Israel, man. You know, and the nation of Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent. You make up the 12 no longer lost tribes of the nation of Israel in these times, man. And the Lord doesn't want them to receive this knowledge, man. And it's because, you know, it's set up for the majority of the nation of Israel to refuse and reject this knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, this knowledge which is going to get them put to death at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get them destroyed, you know, and that's why it's written in Zechariah 13:8 that 2 parts shall be cut off and die. You know what I'm saying? That's the 2 parts, the 2/3, man, which the Lord doesn't want to receive this knowledge, man. You know, it wasn't given to them. He didn't give it to them. You know what I'm saying? And so he's going to destroy the majority of his nation, 2/3 of his people, to 2 parts, because they're going to reject this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord isn't dealing with the nation as a whole in these times, man, but a remnant only. You know what I'm saying? Which the remnant, when you go into that word, means few, small in number. You know what I'm saying? You know, which represents the elect, man, the 1/3. You know, that the 1 part that's going to be brought through the fire in Zechariah 13:9, man. You know what I'm saying? Or rather, the end of 13:8 going into verse 9. You know, so it represents the elect, you know, and the elect is set up to accept this knowledge because it was given to them to do so, you know, which is going to get them saved, you know, to deliver, to receive salvation, just as it was set up for the 2/3, the majority, the 2 parts, to refuse and reject this knowledge, you know, because it wasn't given to them to do so, and it's going to get them destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So again, the Lord doesn't want 2/3 or 2 parts of his people to receive this knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, let's get the remnant. Let's go to Isaiah, the 10th chapter. Isaiah, the 10th chapter. And we're going to drop down to verse 20. And it reads, and in a heading it says, "A remnant will return," you know, and those are the times we're in. That's what's happening. You know, the remnant is returning to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to their heritage, to being Israel, you know, Israelites. You know, Lord ain't coming to save Christians. He's coming to save his people, the Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah 10:20, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass in that day," which we're in that day now, "that the remnant, that few, small in number, of Israel," the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, "and such as are escaped what? The coming destruction, you know, Jacob's trouble, all these calamities and things that the Lord is about to bring into the earth, man. You know what I'm saying? We're coming into times of perilous times and evil days, man. You know, Jacob's trouble, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, Armageddon, you know, World War III, the final destruction, that final war, that third woe, written in Revelations 11:14. It says, "And such as are escaped of the house of Jacob," which Jacob's name was changed to Israel, which is dealing with the house of Israel, which represents the northern and southern kingdom, both coming back together in these times, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. It says, "Shall no more again stay upon him that smote them," and to stay upon means to rely upon or depend upon, you know, "upon him that smote them," put them to death, killed them, "but shall stay upon," rely or depend on, "the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel in truth." So the remnant that's returning is going to rely on the Lord, man. But the majority of the nation of Israel has attached themselves to this current system, society, this beast kingdom, and Esau and his ways, man. You know what I'm saying? And they believe in this devil, man. They believe in his government, his system, you know. and it's going to get them killed, man. It's going to get them put to death. But the remnant is going to stay, rely upon, depend upon the Lord, Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel in truth. Verse 21, it says, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob / Israel, unto the mighty power. And that's what's happening. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. We're innumerable as a nation. You know what I'm saying? But only a remnant of them is going to return. Again, 2/3 is going to be cut off and die, which is the majority of the nation of Israel. So it's a lot of Israelites going to get put to death in these coming times. The consumption decreed, which is that consumption represents the thermonuclear destruction, man. That fire that's going to be bought by those ICBMs, those intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. It says the consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Yeah, man. That righteousness, man, because these people are wicked as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the nation of Israel is wicked as hell. So you can imagine these nations that's outside of the temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know what I'm saying? They're on the outer courts of the Lord. So they're through. You know what I'm saying? Because the majority of the nation of Israel in these times it's through, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's why they got to be put to death, man. They got to be put down like rabid dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? So the remnant is set up to receive the knowledge and salvation and deliverance, man. And the 2/3 is set up to receive destruction because they're going to refuse and reject this knowledge, man. Because the Lord didn't want them to get it. He didn't want them to receive it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Romans real quick. This is Romans chapter 10 and verse 2, because Paul wrote about it. Apostle Paul wrote about it. It says, for I bear them, as a matter of fact, I'll just start at verse 1. Romans 10 and 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel, because this thing is about nobody else but the nation of Israel. That's why Paul is speaking about Israelites, not Christians, man. My heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel. Why didn't he say for Christians? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Is that they might be saved. So Apostle Paul is praying for Israel to be saved, not Christians. Although when you deal with that properly, those Christians are Israelites, But it says verse 2, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. So the Israelites have a zeal for the Most High, man. That's how you know who Israel is, man. They know it's a higher power, and they fear that higher power, But in these times, because the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, there's nothing but lies and deception. Isaiah 60 and 2. This earth is in darkness, these people in gross darkness. So all of those lies and deceptions has tainted the minds of them that are lost, man, which is the majority of the nation of Israel, man, in these times. So they're not believing in the one true living power, man, because they're worshiping and believing in idols. They're idol worshiping, you know what I'm saying? Because they've been taught lies, man. You know what I'm saying? But they have that zeal. That's how you know they're in the churches, they're in the church buildings every time the doors are open, because they have that zeal. These are the people of the Lord. That's why, man, but it's not according to knowledge, it's according to a lie, man. Falsehoods, you know what I'm saying? Deceptions, because that's how Esau gets down, and that's what he did, man. And they're going to be destroyed for that lie, because let's get it in Hosea. Hosea goes into it. This Hosea chapter 4, and we're going to drop down to verse 6, and it reads, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge, pursuing the Romans, the 10th chapter. Now here in Hosea 4, it picks it up. Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, so that zeal is not enough, man. You got to have the zeal according to knowledge, man, because then you know what you're worshiping. We know what we worship. Not what ye worship. The Lord said that, man. That's why he said, because you got to be worshiping according to knowledge, the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're not idol worshiping, So my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to refuse this truth, this real, because the Lord has it set up that way. They're going to reject this knowledge, the truth, because the Lord is not dealing with the whole nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? They have to pay for things they've done, man. The same ones that's going to be rejected are the same ones that said, crucify him, and free Barabbas, man. You know, they got a final date with death, man. You know, a final ass whooping coming. Excuse my French. It says, I will also reject thee. So since you refuse and reject this knowledge, the Lord is going to reject you, man. You know what I'm saying? It says that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. You know, and Jake is wicked as hell. They ain't keeping any of the laws. You know, of course, none of us can keep the laws perfectly here, but the scriptures say rehearse the righteous acts in Judges 5 and 11. And we're supposed to keep the laws to the best of our abilities, man. Those we can keep, we keep. You know, we ain't got to mar the corners of our beard. We ain't got to shave our heads and, you know, bald and, you know what I'm saying, and eat pork and things of this nature. That Jake is out here celebrating these holidays and birthdays, which is all of these things are going off, man. The Lord said not to do them. So, because like he said, and I can't remember exactly where it is, but I know he told Israel not to do as the Egyptians, you know, and the Egyptians celebrated birthdays. The Pharaoh celebrated his birthday, man. So the Lord said not to do as they do. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the ways, you know, you're not supposed to celebrate birthdays. And of course, in the book of Job goes into us how his children, each one was celebrating his day, which represents their birthdays, and they sinned, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was equated to sin. So we're not supposed to be doing these things. And that's all Jake does, man, you know, because they're wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. So, hey, it's right here. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That knowledge is going to get them destroyed, or that lack of knowledge, rather, is going to get them destroyed. But the Lord set it up that way. He didn't want them to receive it, man. So they can receive death, man, but because, again, they have to pay for past things that they've done, past sins, man. The Lord required that which is past, man. And again, free Barabbas and crucify him. They have to pay for that, man. You know what I'm saying? So this knowledge and the mysteries and secrets of this knowledge is given to certain men, man. So it's not given to everybody. So let's go to Matthew, the 13th chapter. We're going to drop down to verse 11. Well, we start at verse 10. And in the heading, it says an explanation. So the Lord's about to explain what it is. Matthew 13 and 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou into Salakia? And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And a parable is a worldly type is something, is a worldly message, I guess, with a heavenly or divine underlying. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't take it verbatim, I guess. You know, I'm trying to use the right words, you know, so there's an underlying meaning. It means something else, you know. So he spoke to them in parables. And verse 11, it says, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it's not given. So he clearly makes a distinction and separation, a clear distinction and separation from the elect and 1/3 and the 2/3. It's given unto you to know the mysteries and kingdom of heaven, you know, this knowledge. But unto them it's not given. So that's the elect and 1/3 that is given to. But unto them it's not given. It represents the 2/3, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. So matter of fact, let's jump over to Matthew, the 19th chapter. And we're going to drop down to verse 11 over here. Matthew 19:11. But he said unto them, Yahushua speaking, red letters, all men cannot receive this saying, save they to whom it is given. There it is, man. You know, you're not going to be able to receive the sayings of this book unless it was given to you to receive it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord has it set up that way. He does not want everyone to receive this knowledge, man. You know, Lord ain't dealing with the whole nation. He ain't dealing with everybody. He's dealing with his remnant, the elect, you know. So let's keep it going. Let's get another one in Mark, the 4th chapter, you know. And we'll start at verse 10, Mark 4 and 10. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked of him the parable. Verse 11, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God, of the Most High, but unto them that are without, all these are done in parables. Yeah, they didn't receive this knowledge, so it's going to be a parable to them. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to understand, which we're going to get into it. Isaiah broke it down. Verse 12, it says that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. There it is. He's quoting Isaiah, man, the 6th chapter. So, we're going to get it. So seeing that seeing they may see and not perceive. So they'll see it and not perceive. They ain't going to understand what they're looking at. And hearing they may hear and not understand. Although they hear the knowledge, they're not going to understand what's being presented, man, you know, because they got that angel around them blocking them, lest at any time they should be converted and their sin should be forgiven, which the Lord don't want them to, you know. So see, these are proofs that the Lord doesn't want 2/3 of his people to receive this knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and it says for lest at any time, for fear of at any time they should be converted. So for fear of, he don't want them to be converted and their sins should be forgiven. He don't want their sins to be forgiven because he wants to destroy them, because they have to pay for crucify him, free Barabbas, man. You know, it goes all the way back to that. You know what I'm saying? And they have to pay for that. So he's quoting Isaiah. So let's get Isaiah real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 6. And we're going to drop down to verse 9. Isaiah 6:9, and he said, go and tell this people, the Israelites, hear ye, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, rather, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people, the mind, fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, for fear of, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. See, the Lord doesn't want them to. He says, lest they see. You know, he told them to shut their ears, make the heart fat, shut their eyes, close up their ears, shut their eyes, make the heart fat, lest they see with their eyes, for fear of they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand, for fear of these things happening, with their heart, their mind, and convert and be healed. So the Lord didn't want them to, you know. It says, matter of fact, let's get this one in Romans, the 11th chapter, to end it off. This is Romans chapter 11 in verse 7, because the Lord doesn't want them to get it. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. You know, you got Jake out here running around in all manner of religions, and you know, they're looking for truth. They're looking for answers, but they haven't received it. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, which is knowledge, truth, you know, which is out here. But the Lord has these people, the majority of his nation, where they're going to reject it, not going to receive it. So they're going to continue to remain in the BS and nonsense, man, in the dark. You know, it says, but the election, the remnant, those that are returning, the 1/3 hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So see, the Lord has it, the majority of his nation blinded, man, you know, but the election are the ones that can see. They're the only ones that can hear and receive and convert and be healed. They're the only ones that the Lord wants to receive this knowledge, man. They're the ones that's slated for salvation and deliverance, man. 2/3 of our people are slated for destruction. Verse 8, according as it is written, where is it written? You know, in Isaiah the 6th chapter, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. Verse 9, and David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. So David wants it to be a snare and a trap for them, which a snare is a trap, you know, so they're going to get caught up in these things. You know what I'm saying? All these different snares and traps, you know, they believe in the dark. They believe in a lie. You know what I'm saying? They believe in the deceptions, and they defend that crap, you know, to all the way to their destruction, man. So it is what it is. And David was like, hey, let it happen. You know, Lord, you know, let it be a stumbling block. You know what I'm saying? Let it happen. And we're in that same stead and mentality, that same the same stead. We're in that same stead, that same lot, you know, because we understand that 2/3 of our people are wicked and they have to be destroyed. So the Lord doesn't want 2/3 of his people to receive this knowledge. And that's what it is, man. And those are proofs right there in the Holy Bible, in the scriptures. So with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shal, Dawadat, Shalom.